my friends, and thank you for joining me for Season 2 of our Empyrion Galactic Survival Let's Play series. In this episode, we will not be doing any goals or anything per se, however, we will be taking a tour of my new world, and I've had the great pleasure of sharing this new world with a couple of friends of mine, so I'd like to give a shout out to namely Crackadamus and X. You guys have been awesome in joining me on these new adventures, and I hope you'll continue to do so. We have already got off to an amazing start here building our world, and I'd just like to bring you all up to speed on that and show you the amazing accomplishments that we have created here in our world. So I know I said in my last video, it was episode 20 of the last season, I said I was going to make a video of the new alpha, and unfortunately I got so caught up in RL things and as well as just playing the game and just having fun that I just haven't got around to recording any videos yet. So this is the one. This is it right here, and as you can see, some time has gone by since alpha has been released. We're playing now on alpha version 1.3.10387. So of course, Elion Games has been amazing as always for releasing steady updates, bug fixes and whatnot, and here we are after just a few weeks. Anyway, we are at a point now where the game is somewhat stable. I've had some negative experiences, unfortunately, with the quote-unquote official servers that they offer here in the game, and I'll show you what I mean by that. When you click on multiplayer, it shows you a button here to rent your own server, and this is handled by a company called Nitrado. So Nitrado basically offers game servers for a number of games, Empyrion being one of them. So I figured, we'll give them a shot. Unfortunately, it has been nothing but a negative experience in the fact that, ooh, free hot dogs. We've had some severe lag on the server. We've had constant disconnections. It's just been, and I hate to come down on this company so harshly. I don't know what's going on with them right now, but it's just not a quality service, folks. So if you're looking to rent a game server, I suggest you look elsewhere. Nitrado is, don't necessarily base it on my experience, but Nitrado, in all likelihood, if you experience what I did, you're not going to be happy with their service. So either host locally or look at maybe another game server provider other than Nitrado, because unfortunately they're just not up to snuff at this point. Maybe that'll change, I don't know. I'm actually in the process of looking for a refund because it's been so bad, so that gives you an idea. Anyway, I decided last night to start hosting locally again, so I set up a temporary server so we can continue our game and not be held back in the meantime while I'm getting my refund and looking at other options. So let's hop in. Actually, before we do that, I did notice a couple of updates I just wanted to share here. Number one, where did I see this? There is an ambient volume slider now in the audio options. And I believe that was it. I don't think I saw anything else. Yeah, everything else looks pretty much the same. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, that there was an update in the audio section. Player setup still the same. My quasi drow elf dude here, minus the ears. But anyway, let's hop into our world. So right now we're playing on Nexus Prime, which is opened up for 4 players, but if any of you guys out there would like to join us on our server, by all means let me know and I will expand this a little bit more. The Viking Warrior has yet to make an appearance on our server, but who knows, that might happen sometime soon. Let's jump into the world. Nexus Prime temporary server. So much better when you host locally. The lag is just minimal, obviously for me since I'm not very far away. I don't recall where I signed out, what I was doing, what's going on. I have no clue. But all I can tell you here at this point is that I am on Oskatoon. As you can see, Perilous 3D entered Oskatoon. Let me take you on a tour of what we've done so far. So this is the extent of what we've done on this server. And of course, I decided to record a video and it's nighttime, so I apologize for not being able to see all of this in its glory. Not that there's a whole lot to see, but my little stone house here is just a temporary structure so that we can have somewhere to build things and get oxygen and fill up our health while we're exploring this new planet. For anybody who doesn't know, Oscatoon is one of the new planets they introduced in Alpha, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a water-based planet. There's lots of water, lots of mountains, hills, beaches, but it looks very cool. With the release of Alpha, there were a couple of updates to the underwater as well, such as seaweed, which you can use to easily make food early on in the game, which is extremely handy. So if you haven't noticed, if you haven't been in the water yet in Alpha, check that out. You can also get blue crystals under there, which you can turn into, I always mispronounce this word, but pentatics, which allows you to use your hyperdrive and go from one system to another. Here you can see the first SV that I created in my world, which I've lent, or I guess gifted to X. So he's been using this one here. X unfortunately has been experiencing a bug the last time we played where he's stuck inside my cockpit of my CV actually. He's just stuck in there, and he hasn't been back on since we tried a fix, so I'm hoping that will work for him. But if any of you guys out there know how to fix that really annoying stuck inside a CV SV bug, please let me know, because it's really putting a damper on our experience. Here's another SV I created. It's in the workshop if you want to check it out. There's really not much to it. I call it the Hummingbird because it's so light. It's one of the lightest models of SV that you can make. It's very, very minimalistic, and of course I try to color it like like a hummingbird. But yeah, so here we have Oscatoon. Again, it's nighttime. Sorry you can't see more than you can here. Maybe we'll come back. This, you might be wondering what the heck this hole is. Well, I noticed there was a patch of grass that was discolored, and you know how I don't like that stuff, and Crackadamus is the same. So I started meddling with it, and I used the wrong tool. I used my drill instead of the flatten tool, and it ended up making it worse. So I said, what the heck, I'll just make a big hole, see how far I can dig. So that's essentially what I did here. I can show you what's at the bottom. I'm a fairly avid Minecraft player, so I refer to this bottom layer as bedrock. I don't know if Empyrion has its own term for what this is, but you'll see when I get to the bottom here. It's actually pretty cool. Once I got to the bottom, which apparently this bottom layer was white before, but now, as you can see, it's almost like Aestus, where it's like a lava almost, and it looks really cool. And wish it was daytime so you could see this a little bit better, but hopefully you get an idea. But how cool would this look if you just dug out a big portion here and you know, started building here, maybe with some glass over top, a glass walkway or something? I don't know. I'm gonna keep building on this. We'll work with it, see where it goes. But I just thought this was really cool down here. You can't go any lower than this. That's what I mean by bedrock. This is the extent of how deep you can go. I thought maybe it would be like Minecraft where you fall out of the world, but no. This is the bottom layer. So let's head back up. So Crackadamus, you may remember this from Season 1, had Manta is one of his SVs, and he has recreated it here in this world. I believe he's making his villa, or another version of his villa here in this spot, so we'll check it out and have a look. Once again, I apologize for the fact that it's nighttime. That's just the way it happened, but hopefully you can get an idea. Maybe I can get, I don't have a flashlight, unfortunately. Okay, there's the Manta. Pretty cool design. Pretty sure I showed this off in one of my Season 1 videos, but there you have it. Looks like he may have added some guns there as well. Very cool. So, big ass platform. Here's his core. Not really a whole lot to show you at this point, but we'll definitely make some update videos so you can see all the progress he's made. He decided to use bricks this time around to make his arches and whatnot, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm really liking, both myself and Crackadamus both agree that the new concrete textures are very cool, very visually appealing. As you can see, it just has a nice look to it. So far it's just a big platform with some arches, but you know, this is literally the foundation for something very epic that will be created in the near future, I have no doubt. So there you have it. That is what Mr. Crackadamus is working on Oskatoon. And we will go have a look at Omicron, which is where we started off this time around. And there you see X is CV that he's working on. There is Omicron. And let's go check out X's CV real quick. So here is Project 142B. And I haven't really gone inside it, if there is an inside. But he's off to a good start. As you can see, he's got a good framework going. And as far as I know, he has his thrusters and everything needed to get it into space, since he started building it on the ground and then moved it into space. So lots of interesting curvatures here and whatnot. I like where he's going with this. I'm going to take too much time because I'm running out of oxygen, but let's whoops. Let's just take a quick look, because I think it's cool enough that it deserves a closer examination. So he has everything you would need in a CV. He's got his fuel tanks, generators. Again, a good foundation for building something very epic and cool. And if we go here, oh, looks like he made it private while he's in construction, and I'll respect that. So we'll just have a peep through the window, like the peeping toms that we are. It's shaded so you can't really see it, but he's got all his, you know, everything you would need here in a CV. He's got his warp drive and gravity generator, cargo boxes and whatnot. So you're off to a good start, buddy. Keep it going. I'm really curious to see what it's going to look like when it's done. There's the cockpit there, probably. Yep. And his core. So I think it looks cool. Let us go to my base. I'm going to repair my ship while we're there. And I can show you what I have created, which is right over the horizon over there. If you can see it. I created a castle, and I call it Castle Grayskull. And up on top here is my CV for the Freedom 35. For anybody who watches Trailer Park Boys, that is a reference to that show. So eventually I am going to build a Freedom 45, which is going to be an even bigger, more complex CV. All in due time. And here's the core. I built a little structure for it. Little outer casing for my core, which I've decked out with lights. Goes all the way up. Lots of storage in this place. Couple of constructors. Here's the front door. And it has a walkway that goes all the way down. Originally I had made it, there's the front, a look from the front. Originally I had made it down there. I started building near the water. I decided to make that a landing pad, or actually 3 landing pads, and then build stairs all the way up the hill, and decided to finally build my castle on top of the hill, which gave it a cool look. Here's my refrigeration. There are elevators in each corner going up to the next floor, which is the garden, which I'll show you here in a moment. Again, lots of storage. Took me a little while to make this. As you can see, it's very big. Lots of iron involved. Some of the new consoles here. really like those. Some ammo boxes and whatnot. That's pretty much it for the ground floor. Second floor is the garden, and as you can see, it is fairly large. Lots of plants here to work with. We're never going to run out of food, that's for sure. And somebody's been stealing my produce. Somebody's been stealing my produce to make canned veggies, and I think I know who it is. How dare you? I'm just kidding. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours, and what's yours is also mine again. But, Mikasa Sukasa, my friends. Back where we started. Okay, here comes the daylight. It's a good time to continue on here. The hummingbird, by the way, if I want to show you some of the creations I've made, yeah, pay no attention to the Castle Grayskull, because I don't think anybody will want to make that, and it'll just look weird with all those stairs, you know. I wouldn't even bother. I mean, we're looking at almost 10,000 blocks here. It's probably not something that people will want to create, but who knows. If you want access to my castle, let me know and I'll share it. Currently, the only ones I'm sharing are the Freedom 35, which is very, very decent. Takes some getting used to flying it around, since most of the thrust is at the bottom, but it's fun. It's fun having a rocket. It has everything you need on board, so check that one out if you want. And my hummingbird, what I love most about it is it only takes 13 minutes, just under 14 minutes to build. It's got a block count of only 14, so it's very resource efficient. So you can check that one out as well. And as you can see, it's, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot to make it. You only need level 10. And if you use one of the other cockpits, which I believe are a little bit heavier, you can unlock it, I think, at level 7 or something like that. It's a lot lower, but even level 10 doesn't take that long to get there. Just do a couple POIs, next thing you know, boom, you're level 10. So anyway, let's go have a look. While the sun is still rising, let's go have a look at X's base and his awesome hover vessel. More like a hover fortress, as we like to say. Let's park over here. So this is where we all started off. Originally, X and I were sharing this base, and Crackadamus went off and did his own thing over there and started building the beach house. Since I built my castle, then X has kind of taken this place over as his own. And yeah, it's pretty cool. He's got some turrets up there. He's done a lot of work on it since I've last been here. There's the hover vessel, which I'll show you here in a moment. So yeah, he's done some work to it. Looks good. Nice detailing. Looks like, here, I'll fill this up for him. Looks like he's added a large generator, a few more cargo boxes. He's color-coded everything to know, you know, what it is. Clone chamber. This sets your spawn point for anybody who doesn't know. We've got a little garden going here. And then here you can access the generators are down below. And if we go up, assuming it hasn't changed, he has a landing bay here. Yeah. Got a nice turret for defense. And up above, he has his constructor, ammo box, and looks like he's still working on this part. So decent base. This is again where we started off together. And it's actually one thing I would suggest. If you have a couple buddies that you're playing this game with, start off by sharing resources. It just makes things a lot easier and just more efficient, and you can progress that much faster since, you know, you're basically doubling your resources. Check out this hover vessel, guys. This is pretty awesome. See what I mean? It's more of a fortress than it is a vessel. Lots of thrusters on it. And you can mow down some trees like there's no tomorrow. Lots of guns. He's got some turrets on there. Yeah. Solid design. Let's go have a look inside if we can, unless it's private. No? Okay, good. Oh yeah, it looks cool on the inside. If I can get in there. What's going on here? Get in there, buddy. There we go. Lots of seating. It's like a party in here. Let me do you a favor and fill up your fuel there, bud. So there you go. He's got oxygen in here. This looks cool. So I'm not going to take it for a spin because I don't want to damage it or get it stuck somewhere. But there you see it. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now the time has come to show you the Jersey Shore beach house. You can see the castle off in the distance there. And here is Crackadamus's beach house, which looks very cool. He's added some radar to the property. Oh yeah, I forgot. He has a shaft here that you can use to land in. Actually, before I go in there, I can show you the house from the outside. So there you have the pier. I'll show you that in a moment. Wow, this thing is really glitching. Alright. So there you have the beach house from the side, from the back, the other side, and from the front. You see his garden there on the left. Looks very cool. So let's go ahead and land in this thing as intended. Okay. So now we're in the landing bay. And it took him a little while to dig this out. This was actually a promethium deposit, which he completely dug out and repurposed, which is very cool. Up here is where the manta usually resides. And there was something else here, I think. Oh yeah. So here's where the core is, the fuel tanks, the generator. All things good. Alright. So now we will hop over here and I'll show you the tunnel he made that leads to the house. Alright, here's the tunnel. This leads all the way to his beach house. Again, I love these upside down work lights. Very cool. And as we enter, this is the basement. And this is the loo. Now reinforced for safety. Looks neat. Like those trees up there, or bushes, or shrubs, whatever you want to call them. Looking nice. Very nice. Nice little archway here. The elevators. Medic station, clone chamber, all that good stuff. Constructor. I'm gonna steal all his things. No, just kidding. But yeah, hope you're liking the beach house, guys. He worked on it really hard, and I think it looks fantastic. Here's the sitting lounging area. Another area here for relaxing. Here's the pier. This also looks very neat. Nicely done, sir. And then finally, here's his generators. And finally, here's his garden. And here's the view from the front. So there you have it. There is the Jersey Shore Beach House. And that's, if you're wondering why we called it that, or why he called it that, it's sort of a running inside joke. I will let him comment to that effect at some point. But there you go. And I'm going to crash. It looks like they've changed it so that your SV and CV don't take damage now when you run into things on PvE worlds, which is very nice. I can confirm that by the fact that I crash all the time and it doesn't affect my ships. So, very good thing for me. If you've seen Season 1 of my Let's Play series, you know how I like to get myself in trouble with my SVs and CVs. So, works out well for me. And there's the castle once again. The only other thing I can show you now would be, let me park this thing here and I will show you. Let me show you the inside of the Freedom 35. So the bottom level is for the warp drive and the gravity generator and the warp drive tank. If we go up one, I should probably turn this on. There we go. Here you will see, it's still not on. There we go. So here we see, this is where all the goodies are. Tanks and whatnot. Everything's been color-coded here as well. My core is over there. The RCS is off in the corner since it does need to be accessed. Don't really have a whole lot in here right now. And if I go up one level, this is where the lounging area is. Beds, TV, couch, you know. There's a loo over here where you do the business. And if I go up one more level, this is where the passengers can sit. They have a nice little view. Some consoles. And then right above is the main cockpit. Whoops. So this thing is a little awkward to fly. It takes some adjusting, getting used to. It's a little weird flying it sideways, front and back, since the main propulsion's at the bottom. So you just need to get used to it. You got to use Alt a lot to change your view, but it blasts off real quick. I can show you that now. You can see how fast we're getting into orbit, which is really nice. That took all but, what, like 20 seconds? 30 seconds max. And we're in orbit. So, there you have it. So, one last thing I will show you is Akua. I've done a couple of things over there, nothing major. But I'll show you that here since we're doing a tour of the world. Might as well let you have a look-see. There we go. Probably don't have the crystals to make the way back, but that's okay. There's the moon. There is Akua. Crackadamus, I'm sure you love the way I pronounce Akua. He pronounces it Aqua, which is probably the way it's pronounced since it is a watery planet. Aqua would make sense, but if there's a funny way to pronounce something, you better believe I'll find a way to do that. So here we are heading to Akua. I should find a funny way to pronounce every planet. Like Omicron. Anyway, here we are. Just a couple quick things I want to show you on this planet, and then we will wrap things up But I'm really glad that you joined me here for the first episode of Season 2. I plan to continue this. We are going to try and get together and game, as a group at least once a week, either Fridays, Saturdays, weekends, weekdays. It's been kind of sporadic lately since everyone has different schedules, but we try and get on there as much as possible, make things happen, and I'll be sure to update you on our progress as we go. Okay, so a couple of things I want to show you. First one being the Matbox 20. This was actually a POI that a funny thing happened, basically. When we first started off, we all started on Omicron, and as I said, X and I shared a base. We were doing really well. We were doing well enough that I had stockpiled enough supplies that I started making a base on Akua. But unfortunately, when I got here, and I spent a good amount of time retrofitting this POI to turn into a base, when I logged on the next time, unfortunately everything got wiped, including my character, and I was pretty butthurt about it. So I opened a ticket, filed a bug report. Nothing came of that, unfortunately, so I had to essentially start over. I come to find out later on, when Crackadamus came on this planet to look for some fiber, he noticed that my stuff was back. I had made a CV at that point as well, which is actually the one I'm flying now, but it wasn't all made up the way it is. But he found that my POI that I retrofitted, which is this one right here, the Mapbox 20, and my CV, they were still there, so I got them back, but I had already started building my castle and doing other things, so it's kind of unfortunate. I kind of give up on this right now, but the idea here was to turn this into kind of a whoa, this is not good. Like I said, guys, if there's a way to screw things up, I will find it. But as you can see here, I'm not really going to get out and show you because it's just your standard POI. But the idea was to turn this into a landing bay, or whatever you want to call it, so I could park my CVs and all this stuff here. So that's that. So I mean, it's a little awkward flying this thing, but you just got to get used to it. There's one other thing I want to show you here, and then we will wrap things up, which is Uncle Tom's cabin. My kids like to watch me play this because they find it obviously very similar to Minecraft with better graphics. But my daughter in particular, she always wants me to build her little houses with little beds, and so I decided to make her a cabin, which I did the other night. So I'll just quickly show you my Uncle Tom's cabin, and then we'll call it a day. So something weird's going on here, guys. I'm not seeing my cabin. Unless it got blown to smithereens by this base, this POI. Which is entirely possible. I'm gonna land and have a look, but it looks like my cabin is gone. I have not had very good luck with Akua at all. Weird stuff has been happening on this planet constantly since I've been here, since I've started this world, and it sometimes has been rather upsetting since I've put in a lot of work on this stuff. I haven't put in that much work on this cabin, but enough that it would upset me if it's not there anymore. And it looks like it's gone, so that's kind of a piss off. Yeah, there's like, as you can see on the map, it should be right here, but there's no trace of it at all. And I highly doubt that these drones would have killed it to that point where there's no remnants. There's absolutely no remnants of it at all. I just find that hard to believe. So I want to say that this is bugged as well, which is really too bad. My cabin was kind of nice. I don't know what to tell you folks, but anyway, I hope you did enjoy the tour of our new world here, Nexus Prime, and that you'll continue to join me in this new season as we explore the wonderful world of Empyrion Galactic Survival, Alpha version 1.3.1. So join me again next time where we continue our adventure, and I will update you on all the new progress that we have made in our wonderful world. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.